going on, everybody? Thursday, just a couple days away from the Berkeley event. One of the biggest events of the year. They give away a brand new boat for the biggest over, and they give a brand new boat for the biggest under the slot limit. I think it's the only place in the whole world, the only tournament in the whole world that will give away, I don't know, I think it's a ZX 150, Skeeter ZX with a 150 on it. It's probably a $50,000-$60,000 boat for a fish that will be 3 pounds or less. Just crazy. So here's the deal. The lake has stabilized the last 2 days, 400.43. We were slowly falling, and I assume we'll probably fall again by tomorrow or whatnot, but we're sitting pretty stable. Clarity 0 to 1, cooling down fast, really fast. But the last 2 days, we're trending back to the warm trend, and we are the next couple of days. South winds, west winds. These temperatures, at least in the backwaters, will recover real quick. But we've dropped very much, 65, 68, we dropped fast. And some of the backwaters, remember I was telling you to fish real shallow. Some of the backwaters dropped as much as 7 degrees, and those fish actually pulled out a little bit. So if you're not finding them real shallow, like less than 2 feet of water, which I think they're going to go right back to this weekend. South winds, southwest winds, good stable weather. But if you're not finding them in 2 feet or less, 3 feet or less, halfway back in the creeks, all the way back in the creeks, coves, drains, things like that, then you need to pull back out and literally pull out to the creek itself in 6 to 8 feet of water, the ditches and bends, or get back out on the points in 10 to 14 feet of water. The lake is turned over in certain areas and having the effects. So if you see funky color, get out. Keep looking, because there's better water to be found. Not all parts of the lake are bad. For example, yesterday I was on the west arm, east banks, and northeast banks, and they look terrible about mid-lake. I went across the lake, same parameters, but just across the lake, and the lake water looked better. So it happens with winds changing directions and shuffling the water. Just pay attention to the water that you're in. If you have tannicky, bubbly, nasty brown water and the water looks funky, leave. Find Lake Fork green, find some clear water, which we call gunmetal blue. It'll have a blue appearance to it. It'll be clear, 1 foot visibility at least. Okay. And again, shallow. If you're fishing real shallow, you're looking for a reaction bait. It could be a buzz bait, a top water, spinner bait, an underspin. Berkeley makes just about all of that. You can use an underspin with a Berkeley bait on it. That's a real effective way. Actually, an excellent way, because the underspin itself, like an flashy underspin, you can put anything on it. You can put a chigger crawl on an under flashy spin. It doesn't have to be a paddle tail swim bait. So you got a lot of options there. And then if you pull off, and square bill crankbaits too, the Fritz side. Don't out that Berkeley Fritz side crankbait, the little crankbait. When you pull out, go to your Texas rigs, your Sea rigs, Carolina rigs, stuff like that. Berkeley does make a jig now, and it's hard to beat a jig, especially if you're looking for big fish. You'll catch more slots than anything, and I really feel like the Berkeley rarely has very many overs in it anyways. 3, 4, 5 overs max. There might not be an over in this one. Hard to say that with that many fishermen. There'll be 800-900 boats. There'll be a lot of fishermen. Someone's probably going to catch an over. But we have had it in the past where, the whole thing was being led by a 5.5-pound little skinny over a few years ago, and in the last minute got beat by a little bit bigger over. Usually 2 or 3 overs is all that comes with it, because it's the time that the lake turns over. And they're not happy. It's bad oxygen issues. They don't feel good. They're not going to chase. It's like you being on the sidelines of the football field, huffing and panting because your coach has kept you in for 4 quarters. You're exhausted and someone wants you to eat a hot dog. Not right now, okay? Worse is there's no oxygen, and it's almost like an elephant sitting on your chest. You can't breathe. So the bigger bass are going to be more effective than the smaller fish. The younger fish, believe it or not, can handle it, where the bigger fish don't do quite as well. They get more lethargic. They go into ditches. They go suspend on trees, and they just don't eat. Okay, and you see that if you're a live scoper, you're going to see a lot of that. You're going to see the fish non-active. But that's what I got publicly That's the best I can give you right now at this time. I do want, as always, I want to call it soliciting, whatever. I offer a members only channel. It's $6.99 a month, and it gives a much more detailed report. Yesterday I had a dozen fish. Nothing spectacular to talk about, but we caught a dozen fish. We found a pattern. We found a bite. And I share that with my members only. I share exactly what, exactly where, exactly how, the color, every detail that's most important to catching fish. And here's the thing. If I told you to go buy this particular bait right now, some of you would. Most of you might, if that's what's working. And I'm never dishonest. But if you would go spend $8, $10 to buy a bait, if I suggested a bait, why not spend $6.99 to subscribe to my channel to get all the goods? There's about 4 or 5 different baits right here on this table that I'm getting ready to talk to the members only about. I have over 350 members. So those 350 people see value in this here at Lake Fork. But anyways, it's your invite. If you want to know more information, if you want to know exactly what part of the lake to find the best fish at, if you want to know exactly the best baits, the how-to, the where-to, the juice, then look in the description below this video. In the description, you'll see a link to become a member, okay? Follow the procedure and subscribe, and do it for 1 month. Do it, just spend $6.99 just for the information for this report, for this tournament, and then unsubscribe. If you don't like it, you don't fish fork all the time, unsubscribe. If you fish fork regularly, you're going to want to keep the members only. I'm telling you, I should have brought my phone in here. This last week, I've had 4 or 5 of the members message me and tell me, man, you're so spot on. Thank you for your honesty. Thank you for your information. The fish were exactly where you said they were, and we caught them exactly like you said to catch them. So, again, not a big infomercial, but if you want more information for this Berkeley event, subscribe to my members only channel. It's $6.99 a month. That's it, okay? I got some cool baits right here that I'm about to share with the members, especially what I caught them on yesterday. Was pretty cool because it can catch anything, everything, and a big one can come on the particular bait and color that's pretty special. So that's the rundown. I'll see you next week. Tell you a little bit about how the Berkeley went, some statistics, and another public fishing report. By the way, the giant Salvinia, it's not giant Salvinia that was found, it's common Salvinia that was found. I just spent some time talking to the biologists for this area. Again, we've been getting close to talking a lot. And he said that they're trying not to spray at all. They're going to pay very close attention. If it starts to get out of hand, they'll have to spray. But they're actually going to go collect it by hand and remove it, which is really, really cool. I'm very, very pleased to see that they realize it's important to not spray bomb this lake unless we have to. And right now, everything on the spray-wise is on hold. I just wanted you to know that. So thank you guys very much for watching. Mike McFarland, The Lake Fork Guide.